And here we are again. Yes, I have no clothes on. It's how I roll all the time. So, you guys, today I had like a moment where I was like very triggered by something. And it like, it was actually the first time it's happened. Ray and I were watching the Ted Bundy like little docu-series on Amazon, which is actually pretty good. Um, and as we were watching it, one of the victims that got away was describing or no, it wasn't the victim, it was like a detective, and she was just talking about like the rape. I don't know, she's talking about something, right? And how fucking um how Ted Bundy just sought out these women because they were nurturing and they were vulnerable, and like he would act like he was injured and they'd be, like, I need help. And of course women are gonna be like, yes, let me help you, because that's what we do, right? And he basically like took advantage of them and their kindness, and they ended up dead. And like this girl was talking about it. He kidnapped her and she ended up getting away. But like, I don't know, they were talking about rapists and all of these things, and like all of a sudden I like got super short of breath and started like hyperventilating. And then I just like shoved my blanket over my face and just like started crying because like I've been raped and it really sucked. It wasn't like a violent rape or anything, but it was still someone like putting their fucking dick inside of me that I didn't want, and I fucking had it coming apparently because I was a stupid slut and everyone else was fucking getting it, so why shouldn't he? And it really it was the first time I had ever been triggered. It's the first time I'd ever been like, I guess, able to relate to these women, right? Because like their stories are horrific, dude. Like like Ted Bundy's first fucking victim, he like went into her room, grabbed her fucking headboard, but like bashed her fucking skull in, right, and then used the leg of the headboard and shoved it in her fucking snatch and like broke her bladder in two. And fucking like it could have been so bad. Thankfully, it wasn't for me. But that doesn't mean that millions and millions of other women and children aren't out there being raped on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like, I think, what is the statistic? Like, every 9 seconds, a child is being sexually assaulted by someone. Um, and it's just really sad to think about, right? Because once that happens to you, like, it's really hard to kind of get your life back after that, because you're always afraid. Like, after that happened to me, I was paranoid for months about leaving my fucking house. Whenever I would leave my house, I would look like both ways to make sure like no one was there, because the person who raped me was also stalking me at the time too. Um and it's just like, I remember getting off BART in Castro Valley, getting ready to go to work, and I literally like put in my ticket to go out, and I stopped like dead in my tracks, and I thought I saw my rapist walking right in front of me, and like I stopped and I like got into a panic mode, and I like kind of like crept around to see if it was him, and I was like, fuck, it's not him, because it looked just like him. He was wearing the same fucking pants, the same fucking shoes, fucking a black hoodie, had a hat on. It totally could have been him. All that he was missing was a beard. And I remember texting my friend Melissa and being like, dude, I fucking thought that was him. Like, I sent her a picture of this dude, and like I thought that was, my rapist. I'm not gonna say who it is, but everyone who fucking knows me probably already knows who the fuck it is. But we'll keep his name out of it because there are certain things going on, and it's currently a pending investigation and all of these things. But fucking the terror and the trauma that comes after you're violated like that, like, it took me a long time to get over. And I thought I was over it. I mean, like, I didn't get beat up. I didn't get fucking, like, he didn't, like, try to kill me. He didn't try to choke me when it happened or anything. He basically was just like, I'm taking this because I can. And what am I supposed to do? I know how strong he is. I know he can get violent. I know that if I would have put up a fight or something, I don't know, maybe he would have choked me. I have no idea. Maybe he would have choked me out and killed me. Who fucking knows? But I do fucking know that today was the first time I had had like a breakdown like that, and it had triggered and affected me so much that like I had to just like cover myself and just cry. And and it's not anything that I've really talked about honestly with anyone. I told Ray, and Ray was just like, I don't understand how he could do that to you. But you know, like some people are just so filled with so much hate, and they hate seeing you happy without them, or they hate seeing yes, they hate seeing you happy without them. So they're gonna do anything they can to like destroy your fucking life, right? Like they'll fucking stalk you, they'll stalk your fucking friends, they'll fucking stalk your Instagram to see where the fuck you're at. Like I had to stop posting live real time shit because he would show up there. Like, facts. He fucking showed up one night. Me and my friend Melissa were out getting fucking drinks at Buffalo Wild Wings, where Melissa's dude worked at the time, and he was a general manager, thankfully. So when this fucking rapist dude fucking walked in and like put his arm around my fucking neck behind me, he like came up behind me and went like this and was like, hey, honey bunch or some shit like, I thought we were supposed to go out tonight or something, and I'm like, and fucking Melissa's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? All of these things. And and he was like, she was supposed to come out with me tonight and she's here instead, so I thought I'd see what she was fucking doing and all of these things. Just like, dude, you're not wanted, like you need to get the fuck out of here, like all of these things. And he's like, just come talk to me outside, just come talk to me outside. And I'm like, dude, like, no. And then I finally went with him outside and he's like, what the fuck, like, what are you doing? I thought you were supposed to be here, all of this stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, you need to go. Like, this is not okay. I'm having a good time with my fucking friend right now. I don't need you to be doing these types of things. Um, and I ended up walking back inside, and he ended up following me in there. The general manager was just like, dude, you're disturbing my fucking customers. You need to get the fuck out. And he's like, it's a free country. What the fuck are you gonna do about it? All of these things. He's like, dude, I'm gonna ask you again, or I'm gonna call the cops. And then he called the cops, and then the cops came, and the cops escorted him out. And it's like, it doesn't have to be like this. All you had to do was fucking leave. You know what I mean? Like, you are not wanted here. Leave me alone. And that wasn't enough for him. He had to have the cops come and remove him and like cause this big old fucking scene, and it was stupid. And then Melissa and I go to my house. She Ubers me to my house, and she's like, you can get dropped off first. And then Ashley drops me off. He's like literally asleep on my fucking bench outside of my house. And then she calls the cops on him, and I like run inside, and fucking the cops come and are like, do you want him here? I'm like, no, get him the fuck off my fucking porch, thanks. Like, what the fuck? So like all of these things. And then like before I got with Raymond, he would like, I would tag the people that I was hanging out with, right? Because that's what you do. That way they can share the stories, and then everyone's cool, and it's all this stuff. And like he would be sending fucking dudes like pictures of he and I being intimate together. Like it would be like me, and then like his dick like right in front of me, and he would send that to a whole bunch of people, right? And it's just like, okay, thanks for that. Like, I'm not a beautiful bitch. I'm a big fat bitch, you guys. Like, straight the fuck up. And like, I'm not worth I'm not worth this drama that he was trying to bring in these people's lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't need them to have to deal with that shit either, you know? And one of my really good friends, Shane, he was like, dude, your dude's hitting me up. He was like, your dude's hitting me up, and fucking, I don't know what his problem is. He's like, but, you know, he's gonna kill you. He's gonna fucking kill you. You need to go to the fucking police and get a restraining order. And he took me to go do that, and I'm super thankful for it. It didn't amount to anything because apparently it wasn't enough evidence for the fucking cops to fucking be like, he's a threat or all of these things. So, you know, and that's what you have to deal with too as a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless he's like telling you I'm gonna kill you in text messages, like the threats that he fucking makes to you aren't enough for the cops to like get a restraining order in line. And it sucks because you don't feel safe, right? And it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, do I kill him? Do I fucking stab him? Do I carry a fucking knife on me? Like, what am I supposed to do when I leave the house and he's fucking following me down the street? You know what I mean? Like, What do I do when I fucking get dropped off at fucking 2 o'clock in the fucking morning and I'm like opening my fucking door and he's right there, across the street waiting for me? Like, what do you do? I didn't know what to do. And it sucked because I thought the only thing that I could do was just like get back with him, right, to make it easier on myself. But then I told myself, like, I've already been through this. I've already been through the heartbreak, through the lies, through the deceit, through fucking all of it, and I can't go back. Like, I can't. Like, there's just no way I could do this again. And so I didn't. And then he like kidnapped my kids for me for like a month. Gosh, obviously I'm giving it away here, but it's fine. Because why do I need to protect someone that doesn't give a fuck about me? And that hurts me still to this day. He doesn't hurt me because of the things that he does to me. He hurts me by keeping my kids away from me. And like, that's what he does. Because he's a shit human being. And it fucking sucks, you guys. Like, being a woman, leaving a relationship of 11 years with 3 kids, 2 out of your 3 kids, you know what I mean? Like, it's something that takes a lot of courage to start all over again. You have to humble yourself because you had everything. You had a car, you had your fucking house, you had a house, like you had your whole house full of everything you needed, and now you have nothing. I had to start all fucking over again. Literally everything in my apartment or my house that I have now, Ray and I got together within like the last year. Like, and we're comfortable, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't need anything from him. He has my washer and dryers. He had my washer and dryer. He had my fucking couches. He has my fucking king size bed that he's still sleeping on. You know what I mean? Like, everything. And also all those things I purchased because he didn't work for the fucking 11 years that we were together, which is my fault, right? Like, I thought, like, you want to be a stay-at-home dad? You could do that because there's no fucking way I could be a stay-at-home mom. I'm way too independent. I'm way too smart. I'm way too intelligent to just stay at home and be a housekeeper. Not to say that that's not a real job, because it is, folks. It is. However, it's not like a job that I wanted necessarily. Like, when he was willing to be that person. Why? Because I was always going to get a better job than him. I was going to get a job that had benefits. I was going to get a job that, was going to be able to support us in all of these things. And like, he just wasn't going to be able to have those because he didn't have any sort of like real experience or qualifications working, which was also a red flag. But it's like, I allowed so many things. Why? Because I had an ego. Because I wanted to prove to my mom that I could be with the same person for the rest of my life and be happy and have my kids have their dad around and everything would be okay. And that just wasn't the case. We had my oldest for 8 years. In year like 5, I think, 2011. We got together in 2006. So in 2011, like 5 years into being together, he decided that he was gonna like go off and like have an affair. And then he was like, "Hey, are you happy?" And I'm like, "I don't know why. Why are you asking?" And he's like, "Because if you're not, we should break up." And I'm like, "The fuck?" Like, I haven't been happy for a long time. Like, why is this now like a priority of yours? And it's because he had fucking like rekindled some relationship with some like bitch he fucking knew in kindergarten that now lived in Argentina and basically wanted a free ride to go be with that bitch. So he went. He went and he left me and my oldest alone for like 2 months. And then he came back and begged me and I missed you and all of these things and I love you and I fucked up and all of this shit. And of course, my ego came back and was just like, yeah, let that bitch know that she didn't mean shit. She's just a stupid ass whore, and fuck her and come home to me. I really should have just let him go at that time, ladies and gentlemen. I really that was literally my opportunity, like my get out of jail free card, and I fucked it up because my ego was just like, be better than that bitch. Take that bitch's man because he was yours first. What a stupid ass person I was. But let's put it in perspective here. I got with my dude, or my ex, when I was 19, and he was 25. And speaking to my ex's ex before me, she told me that, he has always been a manipulative person. He cheated on her. It was all bad. It did not end on a good note at all. And she was also way younger than him too. So this is like a habit for him, right? He like goes out and seeks younger, naive women, girls, to cater to him. And he's a narcissist, and he's really good at charming people. Really, like, my ex is not an unattractive guy. He has really nice eyes, and he has nice dimples, and he can be very charismatic. I liked him because he played the guitar. He was artistic. Um, he didn't mind showing me attention in the beginning when we first got together. Like, we'd go to raves, he claimed me as his, like, that's what I wanted. Because the dude before him that I was with, I was like a mistress for like 5 years. And after him and his girlfriend broke up, I assumed like he and I would like get together. But then I was like, like, you just broke up with your girlfriend of like 5 years that you've been cheating on her with me, that you've been cheating on with me, and I think you should just be single right now, and just do what you want. And he was okay with that, and we were still hanging out and everything, but like he never claimed me as his own. He'd always tell his friends like he was like with me, but he was like waiting for something better to come along. Like, and that really hurt because I really like cared about this guy. So when he and I officially broke up, then like within like a month, I think me and my ex like got together. He was a rebound. Don't get pregnant by a rebound, folks. It's not a good idea. I got pregnant like 3 months into us dating, and we moved to LA and just like lived our life out there until we didn't, until we moved back to the Bay. And like, I don't know, you guys, it just sucked. I don't know why we're all so hungry and thirsty for fucking love when we're super young, right? Like, we need to stop with the whole like we need to be in love and married and own houses by 30 and having kids and all of that shit, because it's just not like that anymore. Like, my kids are not allowed to have kids or get married. Well, fuck, they're not allowed to have kids ever because our fucking planet is falling apart, and like, I just don't see it being a thing for them in the future. But they can't do any of those things until they've traveled to 3 countries. That means Canada and Mexico is above us, but the third country has to be overseas. So they need to be able to like travel before they actually settle down and see the world, because once they get a glimpse of what the world is like, you're not going to want to settle down. You're going to want to go out there and adventure and experience everything. So yeah. So once I finally killed my ego, um, I I decided like I don't need to be with this person. Like, I wasn't happy. The love and affection ended long, long, long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was with him from 19 to 31 with a 7 month break in between that, and that was it. And then my best friend Joey Frisco died, and I loved him so much. He was just the absolute best. And that really kind of opened up my eyes to life is really short, you guys. Like, there's 100% no reason to be with someone who doesn't make you 100% happy all the time. Like, yeah, Ray and I get into arguments. Yeah, we fucking yell at each other. Yeah, we fucking have disagreements. But, like, we don't get disrespectful. We don't fucking go around and start calling each other horrible fucking names. Or, like, throwing shit at, like, each other. Or, like, being abusive or anything. Like, it's just not how things were. Not like my ex used to like beat me or anything, but like, I've definitely been slapped in the face by him for like getting hugged by my friend. He saw a picture and he didn't like it, and he took it out of context, and I got a huge slap in the face for that. I like have tried to leave him before, and like he like wouldn't let me. I had to fucking like run to my car and like unlock it once and then like get in and just like drive off. Like, they're just like really scary situations. And it sucked because like I didn't have anyone. He did the narcissist thing and the like abuse tactic. Like, now that like I'm not with him, I see all of the things that he did to me, and it's like these are all tactics that abusers and narcissists use to isolate their partners and make them feel that they're alone. And and that they're victims and that they have no one else and all they have is that is them. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have anyone else except for me. And like, I really felt like that. Like, he had moved me out to Washington State where he had one friend and I knew no one. So like, I didn't have anyone. My coworkers never liked me because I was always an overachiever. And so I never got along with any of my coworkers because they're all a bunch of fucking fake ass hoes. And then the one coworker that I did get along with at like one of my jobs, I wanted to hang out with her, but like never had a chance because my ex was always out doing other things. And then he finally got a job at a fucking brewery, and he'd be gone from 10 in the morning to like midnight. And I'd be at home all day with the kids without my fucking car because he didn't have a car, and my fucking car, what's mine is his and what's his is mine and all these things. So I would just be stuck at home with the kids all day. We'd like go for walks to the park and shit, but like I wasn't happy. And then when I was finally like, look, Joey Frisco's dead, life is short, I'm not happy with you, I want to be loved, I want to be in loved, I want to be with someone who wants to be with me, not someone who's just with me because we have kids. Like, he was pissed about it, you know? He was pissed, he was upset, he fucking didn't understand. He pulled the whole "I'll change" fucking move, like started being more affectionate and all these things. And I'm like, dude, I just don't have time for this. I just don't care. I just don't want to do this. I just don't want to try him. And then I left and I went back to my mom's house and started my life all over again. Got no fucking help from no one about anything. Couldn't borrow anyone's fucking car to go anywhere. Couldn't fucking do anything. So I'd have to rent cars on the weekend for my kids and I so we can go out and do things. I'd have to fucking take Bart and walk everywhere else. I used to walk like 20 miles a week because, like, just because I didn't have a car, it wasn't going to stop me from living my life and doing what I fucking wanted to. Because as soon as he moved down, he ended up following me down here like 2 months later. Um, his mom bought him a car. He didn't have to have any sort of struggle. His friend got him a job. Like, it was just very easy for him to transition down here. And he always had someone to watch the kids because his mom's a fucking real estate agent. And, like, I just didn't have that. I had to quit like 2 fucking jobs because they were too far away. My kids fucking didn't have anyone to watch them. And, like, it was just not a thing for me. Like, I just didn't have the support. I don't have the family support is what it comes down to. Um, and just had to start my life all over again. And I gotta say, folks, it was really fucking tough. Was I ever suicidal? No, because I'm not a little fucking bitch. Was I ever really unhappy and like super lonely and like thought like maybe it would just be easier to go back to him? I did. Did I try getting back with him? I didn't necessarily try him, but like we spent time together, and I just knew like it just wasn't what I wanted. He was like being all affectionate. He was being all like, I bought you this, I bought you this, here's that, here's that, here's a pink laptop for you. Since you want to go to school, all of the stuff, and fucking like, and then he took it all back because I was like, the only way for me to really have this end is if I go be with someone else, and he kind of catches me. And he did. He came and he saw me, and I had like marks on my neck because I fucking hooked up with this dude that I had been following on Instagram for like 3 years. And then I finally met him, and like that was it. It was like, you're hella cute and you're super attractive. And he was like, you're pretty fucking hot yourself. Oh, you're pretty hot yourself, gorgeous, or something like that. Something along the lines of that. And I was like, okay, that's it. And then we met up. We hooked up. It was great. It was a continuous thing for a few months, and my ex made my life an absolute fucking nightmare during that time. That's when the stalking began. That's when it all kind of like hit me that this was going to be the most difficult thing in my whole entire life. And I wasn't sure if I was going to overcome it. But I did, because that's what I do. This witch has nothing other than strength and courage and determination and drive in her. And that's why I think today when I started crying, I think it really kind of caught me off guard because I thought I was over it. But how do you get over someone violating you like that? You know what I mean? Like, these are all real fucking things. And, I guess I'm not over it. I'm not over the fact that someone could have hurt me like that. Because, I'm going to be the first to say, you guys, I have been pretty fucking shit-faced in my fucking life, and I've been around people that I didn't really know, and I've never been raped or sexually assaulted by, like, anyone. Ever. Like, that was just not a thing for me. I've heard of, like, my friends, like, going places and, like, shit happening and just feeling terrible about it, and, like, I was always thankful that, like, maybe I'm just a big intimidating bitch and no one wants to fuck with me, and thank goodness for that. Because I know people have gone through some really violent, terrible, horrific fucking rapes. You know what I mean? And like I said, mine wasn't horrific or terrible or anything, but it was just unwanted and it violated me. And I really, I'm mad at myself for putting myself in that situation, because I kind of already, like, I basically, like, had a premonition about it. And then it came to pass, and I'm like, you could have just avoided this whole fucking situation, Crystal, if you would have just said no. If you would have just said, no, I don't want to go out and have drinks with you tonight. No, I don't want to have dinner with you tonight. No, it's fine. I'm good where I'm at. But, he always had this, like, really nice tone. This, oh, let me take you out tonight. Oh, let me take you here. Oh, let me do this. Oh, would you mind meeting me? And it's like, oh, maybe he is changing. And then that happened, and it's like, things will never be the same, and I could never be with you ever again. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. I didn't know it was going to turn into, like, a 30-minute rant or anything, but there's just been a lot going on. Like, I'm going through a big custody battle with him right now, and it fucking sucks. And, like, like, how do you tell your 13-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, this is why I couldn't get back with your dad, because he's a fucking monster. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now, you guys. I'm just in my thoughts and in my feelings and emotions. I mean, fuck, I'm literally here just hanging out all fucking day. I'm trying to sleep less during the daytime because at night it keeps me up. But I mean, naps are just so fucking crucial battling this fucking virus. Like, sleeping all fucking day. So yeah. So that's my rant for today. Thanks, guys, for listening. Again, if no one ever watches this all the way through, that's totally fine. I just had to get these things off my fucking chest. Because people have to know bad shit happens, you guys. And it could happen to you. And it will suck. And you will feel like you're not worthy. You'll feel like it's your fault. You'll feel like, what could I have done differently? But ultimately, these men have an agenda. And nothing's going to stop them from doing what they want to do. And all we can do is move forward and work on healing ourselves. I'll never forgive him for it. Because, like, how would he feel if someone did that to our daughter? How would he feel if, like, some fucking creep wouldn't leave her alone? And you knew that he was bad for her. And you tell her to stay away from him. And she doesn't. And then he takes away all of her dignity and self-fucking pride because now she just feels like a worthless sex object. She doesn't feel like an empowered woman anymore. She feels like she's just a piece of pussy for anyone to take if they want to, because now one person already has. It'll just be easier the next time, right? The next time someone tries to attack you, you're going to shut down and crumble and be like, oh fuck, and go to PTSD mode and, like, zone out and just allow it. Don't let that happen. I wish I would have, like, fought back. I wish I would have told him to get the fuck off of me. I wish I would have told him Why the fuck are you doing this? And why do you think this is fucking okay? Do you think this is gonna make me get back with you? You know, like, is that what you fucking think? Um, because if someone did this to my daughter, they wouldn't be alive. And you know what fucking sucks? Is after this happened, I was like going through some things, and my mom had noticed. And she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And then I told her, and she's like, "Well, like, how can he rape you if you guys are like seeing each other?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Stella. Yeah, Stella. And that's what victim blaming is. Just because you're in a relationship or were in a relationship with someone does not mean that they cannot rape you. Period. If you say no, if it's unwanted, if you do not want them inside of you, that is rape." I did tell him to stop. I was like, "Dude, stop. Get off." And then he pushed himself into me because I was wearing a dress that night, and I don't wear underwear when I wear dresses, so it's very easy. Is that my fault? Yes. Do I take responsibility and accountability? Yes. Does it take away from the fact that he shouldn't have done that? No, it doesn't. It really doesn't, you guys. I still have the dress. I still have the bra. It was a brand new fucking bra. I wore it maybe like a fucking week. And he just fucking ripped open my fucking dress, ripped my bra fucking right in half down the fucking middle. Like, and just went for it. It is what it is, folks. And here I am 3 years later, 2018, 19, 2020, 3 years later, just dealing with it. And that's okay, because it takes time for these things, you know. And yeah, that's it. That's really it this time. I'm gonna go eat an edible and go lie next to Raymond and appreciate him for all that he is. Because Ray's just a good person, and he's just a great human, and I am thankful for him. He's had a lot of past relationship trauma in his fucking life, and he tried carrying that over into our relationship, and like I had to put a stop to that. His ex was really abusive. His ex is like a big dyke who just wants to fucking, I don't know, fight everyone, including him, when she's fucking drunk, and he was kind of used to that. And I'm like, "Babe, it ain't me. It's not how I interact, so you don't have to worry about shit like that." Past relationship trauma is a real thing, folks, and it can destroy your relationship. You can't bring the bad habits of your last relationship into your new relationship because it's not fair to you or your partner. Um, and I'm thankful that Ray and I are able to communicate so well and talk about things that happened in our relationships and work through them and make sure that that's not how our relationship is. It's all about finding a healthy partner, you guys. And I'm very thankful that I found mine. That's all, folks. Peace to the world and everyone in it, bitches. I got to go.